Well, hey everybody, we are out once again this morning on the old Benelli TNT 135. It is a beautiful day out today. A little bit chilly, but not too bad at all. Not really doing anything special this morning. Just gonna head out and grab some breakfast. And then I thought maybe we could stop and talk a little bit about all the modifications that I've done to the bike so far. Got a little over 300 miles or so, 350 miles about on the bike. Sorry, gotta actually push the walk signal button here because the little sensors don't pick up my big old bike here. So yeah, so we'll head up, have some breakfast on this fine morning here, and then we'll stop. We'll talk a little bit about some of the modifications that I've done to the bike, some of the accessories that I've added to it. Some breakfast. We'll see you in a bit. All right, so we had some breakfast. That was pretty good. Little bacon and eggs. Can't beat that in the morning. We're gonna head up around here. Kind of take one of the back ways. Stop and talk a little bit about some of the accessories and modifications and things like that I've done to the bike. So let's head down here. Kind of this dead end road here, and pull off to the side and talk a little bit. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we've done to the bike here. You'll have to excuse me, it's a little dirty. It's been pretty rainy lately and it's been kicking up a little bit of dirt, but let's go ahead and start with some of the obvious stuff. As you can see, I've done different graphics. I peeled all the old factory graphics off of it and put my own. I'm a big fan of the old Resident Evil movies, and I thought the bike would look pretty good with the Umbrella Corporation graphics. Sorry, I had to wait for the cement truck to go by. But that's one of the main things that I've done to it, to change it up and kind of make it my own here. I put on bar end mirrors, as you can see here. They're kind of nice. They kick the mirrors out pretty far so I can see out around. I don't know how good they'd be for those of you that do lane splitting, but here in Arizona we don't do lane splitting, so it's not a big worry. But they're nice. I put on a new clutch and brake lever, or I should say brake and clutch, but those are kind of nice too. They're adjustable. They're a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter than the factory ones. I like them. They're pretty nice. What else have we done here? Added a little phone mount. That's not much of a change, but it's just something that kind of goes on there well with it. One of the big things that you can kind of see is I eliminated the rear fender. At first I kind of liked it. It was nice. It was, I mean, it didn't look bad or anything like that, but then I thought, well, let's give it a shot and try and eliminate it. It was pretty easy to do. Just a couple of bolts and pull it off there. And then I made a mount for the license plate, and there's a couple of bolts that allow it to be bolted up underneath. Basically, I just took some aluminum diamond plate and cut it out in the shape of the license plate, left a little tab on the top. I don't know if you can see, but we left a little tab on the top, bent it, and just hooked it into the couple of bolts that are underneath there. Really simple, pretty straightforward. Then I took the original electrical wiring for the light off of the rear fender, and it typically runs down through here. Alright, I pulled it back up through, fed it up here, drilled a small hole up underneath right here, and as you can see, I added a little light right in the fender there to light up the license plate, because that's required here in the state of Arizona. And then I also added these here, put those in the holes, or in one of the holes that the fender used to be attached to, and that allows me to use my little lift to raise the back end of the bike up pretty easily on the lift, and you know, clean the tires, clean the chain, do that kind of stuff. So overall, I haven't done a whole lot to it, but enough to kind of customize it. Take a little walk around here once again. Again, relocated the rear license plate, eliminated the fender, put on some little stand lift items there, put on bar end mirrors, put clutch, brake levers on, new graphics. Overall, I think it looks pretty good. One of the things that I would like to do is actually get a little bit of more padding on the seat. The seat is pretty sparse for padding, especially towards the back here. It actually can run into, and you can feel the actual plastic underneath. Since it's not one big solid seat, runs all the way up. I have a tendency to scoop back on it a little bit because I'm a pretty tall fella, and it gets a little bit uncomfortable. So I'd like to bring the seat in, have it recovered, have a little thicker padding put on it. It's kind of one of the only other things that I want to do. I did have some underglow lights that I put on it. I'll show you a picture here. But I ended up removing those lights. I kept blowing fuses. Don't know why. Probably because it was a cheap, inexpensive kit off of Amazon, and you know, sometimes it's hit or miss with those things. I read through a lot of the reviews, and other folks were having the same kind of issues, but I mean, they look nice, they look pretty cool, so I think I'm going to buy a little bit more expensive, a little bit better kit, and put some lights back on it again. I don't ride much at night, so it was more for just looks and to kind of complete the overall theme, but that's it. That's what I've done to the bike so far. It's a really fun bike. It's been very reliable. Haven't had any issues with it. Again, we got about 350 miles on it. We haven't even really broke it in yet, but still enjoy getting out and riding. And there you go. All right. So, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. And as always, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.